Hi everyone, it's Solly. Welcome back to Big Screen Nation. Firstly, I must sincerely apologize for my leave of absence to my channel. I'm not producing any videos for the last few weeks. It's been rough times for me, and I just want to say everything's back on track and we're going to keep it moving again. I do apologize, and I'm going to be more committed to you. Right, the film I'm going to be talking about is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, Sonic the Hedgehog was a film that should have came out in 2019. It was a long-awaited film for 2019, but there was a lot of controversy going on with him, with how Sonic looked. And there were so many complaints online, so much backlash to the makers of Sonic the Hedgehog that they had to swear out. They had no choice but to swear out. Hence delaying the film for 2019, bringing it into 2020. But I feel like they did a good job, because if they didn't, the way how that last Sonic looked, I think the cinemas would be empty. Anyway, so he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog, and you know, the basic story of the film is that Sonic's coming from his world, he's coming to our world, and he's kind of lived and reside in an area called Green Hills, hence level 1 in the Sonic games, usually Green Hills. Anyway, so he's in Green Hills, and you know, he does something kind of like a bit powerful, which brings attention to the area and brings attention to him, and then, you know, he ends up getting tracked down by the Dr. Robotnik, who senses that he has power, that sort of thing. Well, you know, it's a basic storyline, but you could tell they did quite a lot to make it a good story. I won't go into the details of it because I'm not going to be a spoiler, but they did a lot of good things in that film, I think. I took 7 of my children. Yes, that's right. I took 7 of my children to see Sonic the Hedgehog, and they all loved the film. Yeah, I mean, I took my baby with me as well, and she liked certain bits of it, but then she got tired and went to sleep. But in general, they all liked the film, and I would say I'll talk about Sonic himself, right? There's nothing really much to say. I mean, if you see Sonic, right, and you think about him in all the computer games and the ones that the kids play and the cartoons that are on the TV, he sticks to the character. They kept Sonic true to how Sonic the Hedgehog should be. Yeah. Now with the Dr. Robotnik, yeah, which, you know, the younger children these days know as Dr. Eggman, and Sonic references him as Eggman in the film. Yeah, he was played by Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, I mean, if you've seen the classic Jim Carrey films like, why am I taking long to think? You basically got stuff like The Mask. You've got what else have you got of his that's quite good? Ace Ventura. You've got basically a lot of his films of that era, even stuff like when he played the Riddler in Batman. Yeah. Now, his acting is like that. It's like classic Jim Carrey. So he's really loud, really kind of exciting. He's really like in kid mode. Like kids will love that stuff. You know, because when I was young, I loved Jim Carrey films when I was a boy, and he's got the same sort of concept, but where he acts like that, and he's kind of like a meanie, and he does some things in the film I didn't really like, but when I looked at it from the angle of what the film's supposed to be and who he's supposed to represent, let's not act like Dr. Eggman was a nice character. Let's not act like Robotnik was a nice character and he treated his minions and his servants and all the people that work for him and his robots nice. He didn't. So Jim Carrey just done what he was supposed to do, and I think he done it well. Yeah, there's certain bits that I found were a bit OTT, but with that said, I found it OTT. But the kids were laughing. The kids were laughing in the cinema. So obviously, it's a family film, and it caters for all levels. From there's little bits in the film I found funny as an adult. There's bits in the film that my kids were laughing and cheering and stuff. Even at the end of the film, the end of Sonic, yeah, the kids are all going yeah, yeah. Mind you, the cinema was packed. Yeah, when we first went, the first showing, they said there was 17 seats left. We might not be there together. Now, I've got 7 children with me, so that's 8 of us. 17 seats left. But when we went into the cinema and we saw the seats, basically there was like, they said there was 17 seats left, but people had their bags, they don't want to move and stuff. So we had to leave and come. I went lift. I took them to have some food. They're the classic. They like chicken burgers and stuff. So we all got them chicken burgers and chips and wings and all that sort of stuff. And then we went back to the cinema again to watch Sonic. Now, the second time, it was packed still, but everyone got a seat and they all enjoyed it. And I mean, the cinema was just absolutely packed. The kids loved it. So I mean, if your kids are Sonic fans, then they will love this film. I was a Sonic fan. I still like Sonic. Yeah, I don't really have time to play these sort of things much, because I'm a big working man. I've got things to do, but I still appreciate that. It was a big part of my childhood, and this film nailed it. It didn't feel like a film that was made to quickly generate some money. It seemed like there was thought put into the story. There was thought put into how they portray Sonic's relationship with Donut Lord, and how Dr. Eggman ends up losing his hair and all sorts of stuff like that. It's just it seemed like there was thought put into the film. It wasn't like classics like the Street Fighter film and Super Mario Brothers films, where it seemed like it was just like for a quick earner. This film felt like there was thought put into it, and they just done it right. I mean, the kids loved it. I thought it was okay. I would give the film, if I was rating the film, I would give it, on my personal level, I'll give it maybe a 2 to 3. But the kids loved it. And I know the kids would give it a higher rating than I would give it. So, I'd say Sonic is a good watch. I'd say go out and see it. I mean, if you're an adult, you can wait till it comes on, a streaming app, just, pay and watch it there. But I mean, if you got kids, it's a nice one to take them out to go and see. I mean, they'll enjoy it. It's a family film, so there's nothing too dark in there. There's nothing too, that will make kids cry. And I feel like you can really appreciate the family time, and they will appreciate, watching Sonic. And I think if they're Sonic fans, it's something that they'll look back at, 10, 20 years time when they're older and adults and say, oh yeah, I remember when my parents took me to see Sonic the Hedgehog. My mum or my dad took me to see Sonic the Hedgehog, and I loved it so much. It's one of those sort of landmark moments in a child's life, just like, the kids that like, say, Frozen and Frozen 2, that sort of thing. It's worth seeing. It's worth taking the kids to see. I mean, you won't be bored, because it's not a boring film. And just, I say, if you're going to see it, go and watch it with an open mind. It's your choice. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I would give the film, say, all right then. Because I said 3 and 2, I'd say overall I'd give the film 2.5. Yeah. It doesn't mean that it's great, but I'm talking from an adult's perspective. And I'm quite critical when it comes to these sort of things. But overall it was fun. But the film weren't for me, it was for the kids. and I'll leave it at